And all Gary Bell the last couple of minutes. Here's the assist to Harris and the finish. And then Gary Bell shot nearly 50% from the arc a year ago. He's off to a hot start again. 31-7. And welcome back to the Kennel in the McCarthy Athletic Center on the campus of Gonzaga University. 31-7 our score. 5 new players on the floor. One player we will not see tonight is Kelly Olynyk. She's suspended through November 21. It's a team issue. It's a campus issue. End of story. Gentlemen, but the upside to this kid, again, a 7-footer with soft hands. Dad's a basketball coach. He's got an IQ. I mean, this is a possible NBA guy we're hoping gets back soon.
I agree with you. He's got that kind of talent. You know, I think his redshirt year, from talking to the coaching staff, is he took it very serious, got himself to become a better athlete, became more skilled, and I think he found a higher passion for the game as well.
And for whatever it's worth, Olynyk's one of the best guys that have played here.
Oh,
Super kid.
Great kid. And I think he's got that upside. I do think he's a pro. He spent a great deal of time on his body, as you mentioned, but he's got a unique skill set that the other 3 bigs just don't bring. He can play outside. He can do a lot inside. He's a great passer. He and Karnowski in practice have been really good together, not to mention the fact they're both over 7 feet tall. That's a pretty big front line at this level or the next level.
Karnowski with the personal foul. That's his second. That's going to be something that you got to work, right? Anytime you put a 7-footer on the floor as a freshman, fouls are going to be an issue.
Yeah, and then you throw on top of the fact that he's adjusting to a completely different game here at the Division I level versus the Polish league he played in last year. There's going to be some growing pains. You saw it with guys like J.P. Batista coming out of JUCO.
Donaldson. Karnowski's there, and then he drew the travel. There's some defense by the big footer.
Well, he's got an understanding for the game. You know, it's just getting his physical and mental abilities up to speed for the college basketball game. So he's got the ability. It's just going to take him a little bit of time to do it consistently.
Here's Dranginas. Karnowski, left-hand hook. Hart with the rebound. Up strong. And he'll shoot free throws.
Mike Hart, again, right in the middle of things, but they saw a good screen, solid screen set by Karnowski. He rolls, not the quickest guy, but like you said earlier in the game, Dan, he keeps it up, and he's got that running left-handed hook, which he hasn't made much. He didn't make it in the craziest in the kennel. He missed that one, but in practice, that is money. And he's going to start knocking that down at game speed, and that's unblockable at any level.
7 foot, you keep that ball high. Very, very few guys are going to be able to get to contest that. But that last pick and roll right there, Greg, showed Kyle Dranginas' ability to come off a pick and roll and make a play. Hard show by Northwest Nazarene, delivered the pass to Big Shemek on the roll. So that shows you his ability to make plays.
Well, Gonzaga was 1 of 5 for their first 5 free throws. Since then, they're 9 of 9. There's Jones. Bounce pass. Zidzik blocked by Karnowski. Jones got it back, but he was standing on the end line. And you guys are talking about cerebral players. I mean, that's really the mark of this program. There's not been a great player at Gonzaga who wasn't a cerebral player, a great basketball IQ.
And Karnowski's right there with those players. You saw right there. You don't need to jump when you're that large. I mean, he's long, he's enormous.
That was Richard's story, and he's sticking to it.
But you don't, you know, just stand your ground. How many guys are going to make that over you anyway? And he's able to get his hand on the ball. Just a smart play. Didn't get the foul.
High dribble, and Jones poked it away from behind. Here's Jones. That wasn't a travel. Stockton with it. Barham lost the handle, out of bounds. And it's Crusaders basketball.
You got to catch it before you make your move. Right there, Barham already looking down the floor, trying to get it to Karnowski, who's running down the middle of the floor. But
you know, that's a turnover in transition, which you never want to see. But I do like that turnover early in the year because David's throwing the ball up ahead, getting guys to run the floor.
There's Karimsky. Jones is touching the ball a lot for Northwest Nazarene. That shot way off by Donaldson. Loose ball. Picked up by Jones. He lost the handle. Picked up by number 23, Michael Karimski. And that one falls through. That's their first bucket in almost 12 minutes. Their second bucket in 12 minutes.
Good decision there by Barham to bring that ball out. Give it to point guard.
Karnowski backing down, left hand, left it short, tip back. Karnowski got it back and he scored.
Great move. Went over his right shoulder. Drew went middle, went back to that baseline side. He's going to make those shots more often than not. I think for him, he's nervous. A lot expected of him. You watch him in practice; those are in every time. Right there, you see, read the defense. No double comes. The baseline's open. Stays after it. Great play by Barnum to keep it alive. And again, you see him keep the ball up. That's something even Rob last year as a fifth-year senior really struggled with at times. And if you're a 7-footer, don't bring the ball down. Make yourself 5'10".
Molinan with the miss. Here's Stockton. Karnowski's feet. They look great to me. What do you guys see? It's important for your big guy to have good feet.
No, I completely
Does he have good feet? You can see the hands. That's obvious.
Great footwork. He needs to spend some more time just in the weight room and working on his body, getting a little quicker, more light-footed, but he's not a heavy kind of plodding footer. He's an athlete. It's just going to – he's 18, 19. I mean, come on now. He's going to grow into it.
I mean, we can talk about plodding 7-footers because we're sitting next to one here. But the thing is he's very light on his feet. Once he realizes just how big he is, puts a little bit more strength to him, he's going to be immovable down low.
Whoa, there's a dunk by Karnowski. The catch and finish. The big fella all the way from Poland, already a fan favorite.
Great play, David Stockton. Come off that pick and roll. Reward the big.
That ball was kicked. You guys were here when Roni Turioff showed up on campus, and you remember the way this place lit up.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if the campus reacts to Mr. Karnowski the same way. They're different players, I understand.
They're different.
You know, Roni was a freshman my senior year, and I'm not kidding you, within the first month of the school year, I think he knew everybody on campus. It was unbelievable, his personality and how people gravitated towards him.
Jones's shot is off, out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Back into the Bulldogs, Dower, Bell, Harris, and Ingram.
Harris will be inbounding. And we've got Bell, Dower, Guy Landrietti, Pangos, and Harris on the floor now for GU. Hey, I think Gonzaga should be extremely excited about the fact that they have these two great guards, and I'll call them great. I've seen most of the good ones here. And now you throw Karnowski into the mix, Richard Fox, along with what else is already here.
Well, hey, I think this team's got a great chance, or rather has a chance to be a great team. A lot of talent. Their top six, those four bigs, Bell and Pangos, are as talented a top six, in my opinion, as this program's seen. It's that 7 through 10, that depth where you got to see how certain guys develop. Guy Landry, Mike Hart. You know, how does a guy like Dranginis come in? What kind of contribution can he make? But that top six is awfully good.
But then, is there a point where a team can get too deep and then you have a hard time finding good rotations?
Without a doubt, I think one of the things that's going to be key to this team is those 7 through 10 guys. Can they define their role? Will they accept their role?
There's a foul call. We'll take a timeout. 3:33 to play first half. Shemek Karnowski has arrived. The catch and the flush. 37-9 our score. Of course, Bing Crosby, one of the famous alumni here, along with Dick Allen Fox.
When's our statue coming up?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Come on now. I got to talk to Mike about
You guys don't have statues, but you might find a few bobbleheads around.
I think there's a picture deep in the corner in the locker room, maybe up there.
I'd like to see a bobblehead with Fox's head on it.
Well,
I don't know if it would support it.
I don't think it would.
That is a big.
Wow.
Hey,
Greg, all I'm going to say is I'm not the only guy here with a big dome.
Oh, no. Give it back, buddy. Give it back. Hey, when we were in commercial break, Boy, you stepped out there on the limb.
Well, you know me. It's hard for me to be.
You're a shock jock. Just say it.
No. I'm trying to do everything but. Yeah, I look at Karnowski, and he hasn't. He's played well. I think there's going to be an adjustment. Period of time. It might even be half a season, but once he gets into league play, I think he'll really have figured things out. But in my life, being around the game at a high level for 15 years, I've never seen a freshman 5 this far along in their progression. And he has a chance to be
GU
really,
or anywhere?
Anywhere I've been, and I've played against a lot of guys too. I'm sure there's a guy out there, if we really racked our brain, but he is talented. He's a special talent.
Okay. Richard Fox is on record. Landrietti. Donaldson with the rebound. Dan?
It's a great job making him commit there, Greg. He really didn't want to, but, I agree. I'm not going to go so far as to say I haven't seen a big that good, but...
No, as a freshman, though.
As a freshman, I agree.
Think about it that easy.
He has a ton of potential. I will put it at that. And I know as long as he puts in the work, it'll be interesting to see how he improves.
Harris, nice finish. And, of course, Richard, you're talking about people you've seen in person or that you've played with, practiced with.
Yeah, and being around them a lot, at practice, playing against them in a game.
You're not talking about anywhere. I mean, Anthony Davis was
yeah, but he's more of a 4. He's going to play the 4 at the next level. This kid's a 5 since birth. He's going to be playing the 5 in the league. I mean, there's never been a question about his position. He's never going to play out of position.
There was never a question with you either.
No, not at all.
No. I think they shut me down day 1 when I said, hey, can I be the 3?
No, you were like, hey, coach, I can really dribble it.
Yeah, seriously. Some nasty handles for a 7-footer now.
That last foul on Sam Dower, his first team 6th. And this has put Jonathan Hawkins, a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, at the free throw line. Out of the game goes number 15, Shane Perryman. And he was replaced by Ivan Zidzik out of Slovakia.
Coach Daniels got quite a few European players to come to Nampa, Idaho.
Boy, I tell you what, just from 10 years ago, how international the game has become. We saw it at the NBA level, but now college is just inundated in a good way with these European players.
He's got 3 from Europe, 4 if you consider Fairbanks, Alaska international. There's a nice finish.
Well, the European game is definitely taught much different over there than it is at the youth level here in America. I think that can translate for guys to have success much earlier in their careers.
Kenny Jones hits. He's taken, I believe, 12 of their 26 shots. There's Pangos hanging. Doesn't get the bounce.
He didn't knock that shot down, but that is a great shot for me, for Kevin Pangos to take. That's going to take a lot of pressure, or put a lot of pressure on the defense if he can knock that down.
Donaldson. Here's Harris. Dower defended nicely. Zidzik in there to knock it away. I like Zidzik. 6'10", 210 out of Slovakia. Looks pretty active. There's a shot by Jones that's off. Rebounded by Nichols. And Nazarene is on a 6-2 run.
Well, they finally slowed down. They're running some offense. They're a lot more comfortable out there. They missed a tough runner, Sam, with a nice challenge.
Jones stops Bell. Harris around Zidzik, and he's bumped.
That move right there from Elias is going to be a big indicator this year of whether or not he can play the 3 at times this year, which I think is a thought for the Gonzaga coaching staff, is the fact that if he can catch the ball at the top, face up his man, 1 dribble and get into something. Right there, he drew a foul. Good play, but maybe not as efficient as if he can get 1 dribble into a clean look, knock it down, or 1 dribble, suck the defense in, create a play for another guy. So it'll be interesting to see how efficient he can be at that this year.
Well, it reminds me of junior year, we had Gord, Violet, Turioff, and myself. And the 4 of us are probably in the top 7 as far as you know, the rotation. And so they had to find a way to get 3 of us for a while on the floor. So the big experiment with Roney at the 3. Elias is a lot